Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome back to F1 Manager 23 Hardcore Series. Tonight, it's round 12. We are heading to the Hungaroring for the Hungarian. And we are now just 2 weeks away from the release of F1 Manager 24. I'm getting very excited. Well, even more excited than I have been for a while. Let's see. We're coming off the back of an okay result at Silverstone. We did all right. Could have been better. Could have been worse. We got some points. That's the important thing. But we did lose a little bit of ground in both championships, unfortunately. Nothing too serious. But there is still plenty of catching up to do. However, hopefully things will be a little bit better for us tonight. Right, let's crack on. We are 4 days away. I think I have some spare parts potentially coming for this Grand Prix. We've got a new chassis available for one of our cars. We'll put that on Donna's car. It's a slight loss of performance in terms of top speed, but a gain in engine cooling, which has been a weak area for us. And we've also got a tiny little gain in the high speed, which is probably the weakest area of our downforce, despite the fact that our downforce is actually really strong. We do have new side pods on the way as well, but I don't think they're going to be ready in time. I think we're basically looking at an upgrade package for Spa. So let's see how long we've got left on some of these bits to make. Next chassis will be ready day of the race. Oh, sorry, day of qualifying. I might yet throw that on the car. We've got a spare underfloor coming. Side pods are a long way off. We'll have one available. Again, we'll probably throw that on Donna's car. And we've got a couple of spare suspensions, or a spare suspension on the way as well. In terms of stuff in development, as you can see, we've got a new front wing and a new suspension. Those, I think, are both in the works for Zandvoort. So we won't have those for a little while yet. Let's advance a little bit of time. How you doing, Army? How you doing, Dino? Unknown. Straight as Spud. Long time. I haven't seen the real Aussie Potato in here for quite some time. Tour Centre refurb is done. That's good. We've got plenty of cash on hand for more refurbishments that are going to need to take place. Everything in here is either being dealt with or is okay, but we know that something in here is going to break soon. Team Hub's very close. Race Sim just as close, if not slightly closer to breaking. Everything operationally should be fine now. Yeah, good stuff. There is the spare underfloor. So we now have 2 of those in stock. Good, good, good. You can't wait for Farah to join. Well, keep waiting. Farah hasn't been with us for quite some time. And I don't think he'll be back. Unfortunately. Who knows? Maybe. Maybe he'll change his mind when the new game drops. Let's see. Performance targets. Well, let's check the performance first of all. Are we still the best car on the grid? Ooh. Now, is that because of the change of chassis? Let's have a look. It is. So, the new chassis does mean that we are now slower than Embry in terms of top speed, but barely. Acceleration slightly lower as well, but I think those values are identical. Yes, they are. So it's just given Embry's car priority, but everything else is still best on Donna's. And you can see we have gained that slight improvement in cooling and in high-speed performance. So good. Let's have a look at the side pod as well. Let's get that on the car. Give that a little run out. That's going to improve the speed again improve the high speed, and again improve the engine cooling. So a nice little cooling buff coming to the car with those two new parts. And there we go. That is the difference. So the new package gives us an extra 1.5% engine cooling. It's not a lot, but it all helps. And we also have that little gain in the high speed. And of course, the new slightly drag reducing side pods also cancel out the increased drag from the new chassis. So that puts the top speed back where it was. Okay, that's worked out quite nicely. Evening Victor, evening Naga. Where's Water? Water is Wayne, name change, and will be here soon, I imagine. Let's see. We need to set some targets for tonight, don't we? Let's get ahead and get that done. So, 2 cars in Q3 is the incentive. Feeling confident about that. I'm going to go both cars in Q2, and yeah, we'll go 2 in the top 8. Feeling pretty good on that. Fastest lap, again, the incentive. Finish position, I'm hoping we can get 2 in the top 8. And then quali position, we're looking 1 in the top 10 for 2 races. We can finish that tonight. And we've got 2 in the top 12 on the finish position streak. All right. Weather is going to be good, although it will be very cold on race day compared to normal. That might actually help with tyre wear a little bit. Let's head to Hungary.
Welcome to the beautiful Three Springs Valley, here in Hungary. You're joining us in Budapest for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Budapest was formerly 3 cities, and today they're all coming together to kick off what we hope will be a thrilling weekend of racing. What on paper could be a low-speed circuit is turned flat out by modern Formula One cars. The Hungaroring short lap means track position is essential in qualifying, and drivers will need to be careful of track limits throughout the race. Mercedes will be giving a shot to new talent this weekend, but the question is, can they compete with the old hands? It's time then for another thrilling weekend of F1 drama.
All right then. Not going to put Anne in the car tonight. I'm just going to go with these 2. I think. In fact, actually, no. I'm going to put Anne in the car for Donna tonight. We're going to have to do some increased running anyway, if we want to try and get the car part knowledge boosted, and so it makes sense to put Anne in this car. This is the one with the new parts. We're going to go with 20 laps of fuel. No, we're going to overfuel. We're going to go with 30 laps of fuel. Let's throw in some very high downforce. Let's see, which way do I want to go on this? Let's go with a 3.7. Let's go with something like that. We need to change the parts over. Oh, no, I am stuck on that engine because we killed the other one. I remember now. Is it an ATA weekend? It is, yes. Hungary is alternative tyre allocation. I don't think that's in 2024 ATA. I think they scrapped it. So I don't think we haven't seen it so far yet this year, have we? So that's probably, I wonder if that's a feature that they'll remove, but then maybe give you the option of bringing back with an email for regulation changes. That would be interesting. Let's go with a little bit more front wing on this one. We'll go with actually no, let's go with a bit less. Let's go with a 6 and a 15.5 on the rear wing. We will go the opposite way on the roll bar. We'll go with an 8.2. We'll go with a bit less there, just to be really contrary. We'll do that. Really mix it up compared to our other car. Again, we'll overfuel just in case on the second run we get it right. Change over the parts. Engine will get through. Would help if I actually put that on. We'll have to go with that gearbox, I think. I don't think 3% will make the session. So, we are ready to send them out. So where you been, Aussie Potato? Haven't seen you for ages. Lager, I think I said hello to you, but if I didn't, hello anyway, just in case.
Radio check, can you hear me?
So, shall we talk about the weekend? What a result. What a result. Hamilton finally, after 2.5 years, gets himself another win. And what an emotional win it was. Who couldn't stop crying. That's going to be such... Dino's like, ugh. Yeah, you could tell it was such a weight lifted off his shoulders. You know, he's been carrying that, that burden around for, the last couple of years, with the car not being good enough and, being outperformed at times by George and doubting whether he would ever be able to get back up to the top. And you could tell how much it meant. And I think we might see a very different Lewis going forward for the rest of the season. If the car stays competitive, we could see Hamilton charging, back into the fight. Not in terms of for the championship, but in terms of 4 race wins. And that's what I really want to see. At some point, it would be nice to see Lewis get his 8th world title. But, I just want to see him in the fight. I want to see him scrapping for wins with Max, with Lando, with Charles. I want to have a really good, 4-way fight for the title. And obviously, you could then throw in George as well into the mix. Maybe you could throw in Oscar next season as well, because he's certainly, coming along leaps and bounds. So we could potentially have a 5-way fight. Maybe, depending on how Oscar continues to develop, a 6-way fight next year. I can't wait for that. That is such an exciting prospect.
How's the balance?
And the more drivers we have competing, the more exciting the season's going to be. This has been the most competitive season we've had in a long time. We've had, 6 different winners now? George has won, Hamilton's won, Leclerc's won, Sainz has won, Norris has won, Verstappen's won. So yeah, we've had 6 different race winners this season already. That's fantastic. And hopefully that continues for for the next year and a half before the regulation changes. That we get that really tight fighting at the top, because that's what the championship needs. Absolutely needs that. What's happening with Ferrari? A bit of a shocking race weekend for Charles, wasn't it? Sainz looked good towards the end. He had some pace at times, but Ferrari are just lacking a little bit at the moment. They do seem to have dropped behind McLaren and Mercedes. I mean, they had dropped behind McLaren, but now they seem to have dropped a little bit behind Mercedes as well. I'm sure they will start to pick up some extra results again, but it could be a while before we see them really challenging again. That can't be right. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to pull that back. I think that's probably a bit more likely. Let's try that. So, yeah, we absolutely went the wrong way on that one. We will go with a 3.7 on that one. I'm going to go with that. Australia says, so damn happy for him, not just because Hamilton is live, but because his pure emotions afterwards. His drive was phenomenal. It was a true winner's drive. Yeah, I mean, I agree with those points there. I mean, I think what made it so special was its, the fact that not only was it, his first win after 2.5 years, all of that self-doubt that's crept in, that especially after the controversial ending of the 2021 championship, all of that has been gradually building, and we've seen glimpses of the old Lewis, but the car has never been consistent. And now that the car is becoming consistent, we're seeing Lewis starting to come back, and with that huge emotional outpouring there. Because not only was it his first win in 2.5 years, it was the British Grand Prix. It was the one that means the most to him. And he's now another record breaker, because no driver has ever won 9 Grand Prix in a single circuit before. So all of that, just released the floodgates of emotion at the end. And it was that, I think, made the win even more special, not just for him, obviously, but for the fans as well. It was, it was a little emotional for me. I'm not going to lie, just to see that those barriers just break down like that. Oscar totally screwed by McLaren. Yeah, it was unfortunate. I don't think it certainly wasn't deliberate. It was. You could argue that they should have double stacked them, but I don't think they expected the track to devolve as quickly as it did. I think they still had one more lap before that would be the case. They would have been better served boxing him the same time that Max boxed, but Max boxed a lap earlier. Max was behind, so he could get that undercut. Now they couldn't react to that. I think they had enough time I think they thought they had enough time to do one more lap and then box Oscar before the conditions devolved too much to make those tyres not usable. And I think their thought was that they would have lost too much time in the double stack rather than just going around and doing another lap. So you can see where that decision came from. Ultimately, it was the wrong decision. And it wasn't the only mistake McLaren made across the weekend. They did make quite a few mistakes. But Lando made some mistakes as well. He was so dejected after the Grand Prix. I have not seen Lando that dejected in a long time, if ever. I think he might even have been more dejected than he was when he lost the race win at Sochi a few years back. Yeah, he was almost broken in the interviews afterwards. Just such a difficult to watch. He was like full of self-doubt and angry at himself and almost like he'd just given up. Hopefully he'll bounce back quickly. Great drive from Hulk again. Yes, I mean, Haas's upgrades worked really well at Silverstone, and that allowed Hulkenberg to put in a solid drive in qualifying, and then again in the Grand Prix as well. Some very big, important points for him there. Lando was holding back tears. Yeah, he was really hurting. Really hurting. And I think had he gone with the mediums and not the softs, I think he probably could have won. But then you could also argue, had he not locked up and slid when he was going into the pits for his final stop, which then meant the mechanics had to readjust, and that cost him 2-ish seconds on his pit stop, which is how far behind Lewis he was. Had he been able to get in front of Lewis, he might have been able to win the race as well, because he wouldn't have had to push the tyres so hard. And he ruined his tyres pushing, whereas Lewis was able to manage his tyres better. Because that was a long stint on used softs. So yeah, Lewis just managed the final stint better. What is going on with Checo? I mean, I don't know whose decision it was to box him that early for inters, whether it's his decision or the team's decision. But, he was in the same camp as Charles Leclerc, went out way too early on the inters. And then I was looking at the timings every lap, the gap, and it just went up so fast. And it's just like, these tyres are going to be ruined. They're going to be absolutely ruined. Why are they not boxing them? Putting them back on dry tyres, putting them on slicks and letting them just fire those up quickly and just, push like crazy for a few laps. The time they would have lost by boxing, putting on the softs, blitzing for another 5 laps, 6 laps, and then boxing again for inters would have been substantially less than the time they lost driving around on inters. They were losing 10 to 15 seconds a lap at one point. It was ridiculous how much time they lost. Both him and Leclerc. And by the time the rain was strong enough to support the inters, they'd absolutely ruined the tyres. So they were never going to work properly. And so they were almost effectively on slicks again. It was just one of those head-scratching decisions from both Ferrari and Red Bull. Not only to put them out that early, but also to keep them out that long as well. It's just, very, very strange. Do feel a little sorry for George with his retirement. Would have been interesting to see what would have happened had his car not started developing a fault. I still think Lewis might have beaten him. Given the way the conditions changed, Lewis is better in those conditions, and we saw that. I think Lewis would still have beaten George, but we could so easily have had a 1-2-3, a British 1-2-3. You find it interesting that only Checo's getting flack for a bad race and not Leclerc. Well, I still think... I think part of it is because Checo has just completely switched off since he got his contract. It's like, here's a new contract. Okay, I'm not going to bother pushing at all now, ever again. He's had so many mistakes in qualifying. He's been down and anonymous in Grand Prix now, ever since he's had a contract. I can't think of a good result he's had yet since he was announced that he was re-signing. And I think that plays into it a little bit. Leclerc's had several bad races. Red Bull have still have a get-out clause. Yeah, well, how you doing, Anthony? There's all sorts of rumours flying around that Perez might not even last the season at Red Bull. That there might be a switch with Ricciardo. I mean, that would be something, wouldn't it? Perez, fires up at the start of the season, gets the reward that he wants, which is the new contract, immediately goes cold, and then a few races later is subbed out for Ricciardo, and his new contract ends up being with AlphaTauri / Racing Bulls rather than Red Bull. Second Red Bull seat with a poison chalice. It seems to be, doesn't it? Alright, so an improvement for Anne. There's still work to do. Just pre-ordered the game. Congratulations. I went for the deluxe edition. So I get to pre-install that in just under 2 weeks. You don't see the current Ricciardo doing any better. He's had a decent season so far. He's not had a bad season. It's been back and forth between him and Tsunoda in terms of qualifying and results. Have you not ordered the deluxe edition? The deluxe edition is a little bit more. It's, I think with the PlayStation Plus discount, it is $37.99, maybe. Something like that. No, wait, it'll be less than that. It'll be I think it'll be £34 or £36, $35.99, I think. Oh, we never did look. What is the setup? 75%. I've missed it on this lap, unfortunately. If you've ordered the wrong one, then you can contact Sony and just say, I want to cancel this pre-order because I ordered the wrong version, and they should sort that out for you. And then you can go ahead and reorder the correct one. All right. Still need to find a bit more. I'm going to go with a 9.5 on the front wing here, I think. Maybe a 9. Let's go with that to eliminate the far side of the braking stability. Now we can take some extra fuel out. 20 laps is more than we need, but we'll do that anyway. Evening, Mike. You can't even see the deluxe edition. You are on PlayStation, right? Or are you on Xbox? Because if it's on Xbox, I wouldn't know where to look. And I don't know if you get the same discount or not. Alright, so definitely went the wrong way on the wing there. Let's go up to a 9. We correct that back to about there. Push that up to a 10. I'm going to go to a 2.8. That's too much. See, I think that has to be over there, which means that is going to have to be a 2.8. Take the front wing down a bit, or maybe push it up a bit. Ah, it's so close. Ah, it's so close. Almost get my hands on it. This is frustrating. There we go. Now we're getting there. Not too much on the front wing now. There we go. We're going to go with that. There should be a separate upgrade, but it will be more expensive. Like I said, because it's still pre-order, you can contact Sony and ask them to cancel it. A quick phone to the helpline will be able to sort that out. But if you look at the product, and then you'll have like the little hamburger or the 3 dots to the side of like the product information. You can click on that, and it should then give you the option to select the deluxe edition. It'll probably say unavailable because you've pre-ordered the standard version. But it'll be like a £10 upgrade to the deluxe edition, I would imagine. So you'd be talking £40, but you can pre-order at £35, £36 because there's a 10% PlayStation Plus discount. So I mean, if you're not that worried about like the £4, then just stay as you are. But if you want to save that extra £4, then it might be worth cancelling your original pre-order and then selecting the right edition. It's just weird how the store sometimes lists games. You have to go into the little dots menu to the side of the product to select which version you want. Evening F1 Apex. How has my day been? My day's been pretty relaxed so far. Watched a little bit of War of the Worlds on Disney, the series with Gabriel Byrne. I'm a couple of episodes in, and it's not bad. It's kind of throwing shades of Black Mirror with the creatures so far, like the robot dogs. The upgrade will go on sale eventually. Yeah, I mean, the deluxe edition, you're not going to get a huge amount extra. You're going to get the 5 custom, or the 5 classic preset liveries. The 91 Williams, the 89 McLaren, the 94 Benetton, 2013 Lotus, and the 2013 McLaren. And you'll get 5 custom scenarios as well. But that's all you're getting extra on top of the base game. There will, it appears, be some custom creator liveries that are in there as well. There's going to be a Twitch livery. There's a livery for Jarno Opmeer, for I think Tomo F1.
Okay, we take the flag.
I think there's a P1 livery. Who else am I missing? Sure, I'm missing someone else. So I mean, if you wanted to do, like the streaming wars, then you could do a Twitch livery and be Twitch F1 and take on Kick Sauber and do Kick versus Twitch. Right, let's get some partial feedback. Okay, that is not where it needs to be. That needs to be over here. Okay, it's just proving a bit trickier than I thought it would be. Not quite there with everything else as well, so we'll bump that up to a 10. Push that to there, pull that back to there. Try that. We want to go, let's see, Donna hasn't done any running at all, so we're going to go with 45 laps of fuel. And put her on the mediums again. And with Embry. Hey. So this is the one that I spent ages trying to tweak. We almost got it. We almost got it. We certainly got the tricky bits, the cornering and the traction. I'm going to go there with the toe. Just that one little change. We'll see what happens. And we'll go 38 laps of fuel. Again, we'll go mediums. Actually, no, we'll go hards on this one. Check the parts. Engine will still make it. Alright, let's send them out.
Track should be green.
What drives am I going to pick for my team when the game comes out? I'm going to start off with young drivers, I think. Like F2 drivers. We're going to go for the hardest possible start. But we are going to try and graduate to proper drivers. So we're not going to do like hardcore, where we are limiting how good a driver we can sign. We're going to start with the lowest possible that we can start with, in terms of like staff and drivers. So we may well, we'll probably pick up some, actual official F2 drivers for our starting lineup. But on top of that, we'll probably go new generated staff.
What do you do with the cars allowance?
And then we will not be, ruling out any particular staff or drivers. So if we get the option to sign someone like Lando Norris in the future, then we will try and take advantage of that. But so that's going to be a way off, I think. I do want to have drivers with head models by the time we get to our first podium, because I want to be able to enjoy that first podium. That was the big thing for me with our AlphaTauri save, was that if I hadn't got Oscar and Mick, then had we got that first podium with Lawson, we would have missed it entirely. And I want to be able to enjoy that first podium. Lawson and Porsche, they do now have head models? Yes, they do, but they're also probably going to have more expectations in terms of performance, and we're going to have zero funds as our starting budget, or as close to zero as we can get. I think the minimum's 2 million. We're going to be starting with like the minimum amount of money, minimum facilities, and very, very bad performance. So I don't want to unsettle my drivers before I've even had the chance to try and build the car up a little bit, which is why I'm thinking F2 drivers. But Lawson and Porsche will definitely be drivers that we could graduate to in the short term. Schumacher is another driver that we could also look at, and then going forward, then we can start looking at the drivers like a George Russell or a Lando Norris or an Oscar Piastri. Drivers with better skills, better ratings, but more of a demand for performance, as the car and team improves. Speaking of which, we have got the car exactly where it needs to be for Embry. Still waiting on some improvements for Donna. Call her in, make some changes. Car's at 96%. It's very close. But I can't guess who you're starting with. Oh, you're doing McLaren all day long. That's not even a difficult question. Right, so that needs to be down a little bit. Maybe a 9.5 is the way to go, and that needs to be tweaked ever so slightly. I'm going to push that up to a 0.65. Might be a little bit too much of a change, but we will try it, see what it brings. Managed 6th last night. That would have been Mexico, right? Not bad. Brazil tonight. Brazil is horrible. You haven't got a car that is competitive. Brazil's horrible. Tire deck's high in Brazil as well, which makes it tricky. If you push for any kind of extended period, you are definitely going to suffer for it later on. Still 96%. Well, she's going to run to the flag now. There we go. Perfect setup there for Embry. And just needs to find 25% now on the track knowledge. Get her up to a full 100 confidence. I don't think I've ever seen it flash like that between 5 out of 5 and the feedback score. That's very weird. I'm assuming that's a bug. Or maybe it's something that was supposed to happen all along and it's only just kicked in. This game is very weird at times. Alright, so let's see what changes we need to make to Donna's car. Okay, so we aren't far away. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be it. I'm going to go 3 rather than 4. We want her to run for a long time, so we're going to run her for 45 laps on the hard tyres. There we go. Driving options as always, drop those right down. Car parts are all fine. That engine won't. No, it will, just. We should just about be able to get feedback from that engine before it blows up. So we're going to barbecue some more sausages off the back of our car again tonight. Melt some marshmallows, etc., etc.
Okay, so that's a green light.
I'm a little wary of the mechanical failures factor for the new game, because I've got this horrible feeling that it's only going to kick in on parts that are worn and not newish parts. I really hope that's not the case. I hope there's still a chance that you might develop a fault with new parts, and only worn parts would just get an increased chance. I would be a really bad decision they've gone down if the only way you're going to get those mechanical failures is by running worn parts, because everybody does their damnedest to avoid running worn parts for as long as they possibly can. There we go, 100% setup. Car on fire as well. Can it last the remaining 12%? I've heard contrasting stories so far, and again, I guess the only way we're going to find out for sure is getting our hands on the game. But if it is currently only for worn parts, then that needs to be changed, and soon. I don't get a penalty for that. No, because we're still in practice, so changing the part is fine. I've still got other parts available. I'm not going... Even changing a part, between sessions is fine, as long as they're part of your allocation. If you go outside of your allocation for an additionally purchased engine or gearbox or ERS, that's when you get the penalty. And that's only when you actually apply that engine. You can buy it in advance and then not use it, and you won't get the penalty. But the second you put it in the car, that's when you get the penalty applied. Doesn't dirty air overheating contribute? Yes, I believe it does, because they obviously increase wear rates, etc. What was the last result? Where did we finish in the end? We finished 4th with Donna in the end. I'm trying to remember where we finished with Embry. 11th, I think. 4th and 11th. Yeah, it wasn't a great race for us. We had some issues. We had some good fight backs. But yeah, it just didn't quite go for us. As well as McLaren, you're setting up your own team, AKH Racing. Well, I'm guessing the A and H is your Anthony Houghton, but what's the K for? Know it all? Anthony Know It All Houghton. Or are you going down the Jon Snow road? Anthony Knows Nothing Houghton. Keith. I didn't think it was Kevin. Didn't strike me as a Kevin.
Now it's time to see who'll come out on top as qualifying gets underway.
Okay, so now we're going to put the proper bits back in the car. going to hang on to that engine still. Power less important around this track, although it's definitely not ideal. It's only 5% away from dipping as well. Yeah, we'll go with that engine. Slightly better engine for Embry, 63%. That one will definitely be fine. Right, components, car parts. Do I want to put the other chassis on? Yes, I do. Go. Right, we are going to go for 2 flying laps because we're on hard tyres. And we will try and do the old switcheroo.
Track should be green now.
You're doing okay, but I'm the expert. I wouldn't say I'm the expert. I would say more battle hardened.
You can bring the tyre in.
Okay, good braking, please.
Yeah, there are certainly going to be others out there who have done a lot more, deep diving into the technical aspect of how this game works with its mechanics. I've just, found a really good way to develop the car and a good sort of practice of how to play the game without using any cheats or exploits that produces, good racing and good results. But it's through trial and error. It's not like I've written a book on this is the best way to play.
Track clear.
We have a big gap in front of us.
Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. So yeah, speaking of exploits, I mean, I hate when people just stick their tyres on full push and use the avoid high risk. It's such a cop-out. It's a mechanic that doesn't work the way it's intended and it's very exploitative, and so many people on YouTube do it, and I hate to see it. I'm also disappointed that Frontier never actually shot it down the way they were supposed to, the way they said they were going to. Just hope that it's not going to be the same in the new one. I like to encourage people to play the game the way it's intended. Because I think when you do get the results, that's when it's at its most rewarding. Alright, so not a bad first lap for Donna, not a great first lap for Embry. 3/10 off. Not horrendous. Hopefully she's close enough. Not sure if she is. Let's see who's in front of her. Donna is right behind Albon. Albon's on a flying lap. Sorry, on an out lap as well. So Embry might not actually get the slipstream she needs here. Probably going to have to push her a little early.
Position is good now.
There we go. Close the gap a little
Let's
bit.
go for another push.
If you can, push.
Donna's going to get a big slipstream against Albon here. She might even get held up by Albon.
Can use overtake.
You've learnt from me and from your mistakes. If you had another season on the game, you reckon you'd start winning races. Hopefully you can take it over to the next game. Yeah, I mean, a lot of my early success with 23 is based on the success I had with 22. 22 was easy. It was way too easy. Yeah, I mean, the fact that you could take Williams, as I did, to to double champions in the second season spoke volumes about how easy that game was. Oh, that's a mistake. For Donna, running wide.
Let's have a look at that.
Worried
let's
that
have a
might
look here
happen.
as we go
So
into
close
turn
to
8.
Albon like that.
That's... Oh no, that's not quite what they would have
Hopefully
wanted.
she didn't hold
And
up
they'll find
Embry there. I don't
themselves at a
think she did.
disadvantage.
Let's abort the lap. Embry has improved in the first, but not in the middle. Hopefully she's going to get a nice little boost here from Albon. Yeah, she found what? 2500ths. Not great. Got enough tyres for another run. We'll see. But yeah, a lot of the early success I had in 23 was down to, carrying across my knowledge from 22. Keeping a notebook of setups that I've hit 100% with, gave me a great starting point as well. But obviously with this Aston Martin section of our hardcore series, we've not even been referring to the notebook and just doing it from fresh every time. And you can see that once you understand how the setup sliders work, you can still hit 100% quite a lot of time. We've got that with both of our cars here, and these were both blind setups. And no doubt, a lot of the knowledge from 23 will carry across into 24 as well. So at this point, you've got yourself a nice, good knowledge base to make acclimatizing to the changes, like the mentality system, much easier, because it's not everything being thrown at you at once. It's just one or two new bits that's being thrown at you. Mechanical failures and the new sponsorship system and the mentality system, rather than the whole game being completely new to you. That Porsche Stroll, they're both on in laps, so let's send them both out again. We want Donna to give a tow to Embry, and she's not going to get the tow from Embry, but she is going to get a tow from Charles Leclerc.
Wake up those bikes.
Yeah, I'd say 22 was very easy. I mean, even with our original, what do we call it? I call it challenge mode, where we had to sign F2 drivers. Who do we have? We had Vesti and Drogovic. And we limited ourselves on who we could sign, and we could only have those young drivers. We had to honour contracts, all that stuff, and we still won the championships with in 3 seasons with Aston.
Okay, you can go.
Yeah, 22 was way too easy, unfortunately.
And track is now clear.
Even making things difficult for ourselves didn't really make it that difficult. Right, I'm not expecting an improvement from Donna, but Embry should get a very nice improvement here. Tucked up behind Charles Leclerc. In fact, she's having a look at an overtake. That's brave. And kind of foolish at the same time. Ah, traffic. That will have cost us a couple of tenths, maybe. More traffic coming up. Oh, god damn, this lap's a bust. Jesus Christ. What a waste. I just hope Donna's going to be, Embry's going to be good enough to get through. She's 5th at the moment, but there's still time for improvement, and we don't really have much left in the way of tyres now. Yeah, no improvement from Donna, but then I didn't expect there to be one.
Okay, it's currently P1. We're coming in.
Let's speed time up a bit. Prep for one last attempt. Just in case. I'm not going to send Donna back out. There's no point. I think we're probably safe. I'm only 2.5 tenths away. Leclerc in the danger zone. His first run very badly held up. How far off the pace is he? Can't see. I think he's probably close to a second off the pace. Max has gone quickest. So Albon is done, Gasly's done, Maloney's done, Stroll and Zhou are done. They are not going to be trying to improve. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars. Even if all 8 improve, we will still finish in 15th, so we're through. That's nice. And somebody has improved. Who was it? Might have been Porsche. I think it was Porsche. Right, we're going to ride with Charles Leclerc here. Needs a good lap now. Evening, Daniel. LBC is 7 tenths off. Embry down to 9th. Still should be good. Gasly is going very fast. coming up to the end of the lap. Oh, Leclerc's got traffic again. Oh, is this going to knock him out? This could knock out Charles Leclerc. As Piastri's threatening for pole here. Up to the line for Oscar. He does take provisional pole. Leclerc's down to 20th. And does not improve at all. He lost so much time again. He is last. Wow. That is massive. Reigning world champion and in the top 3 in the driver standings. Now suddenly starting from the back of the grid. Traffic on both his flying lap attempts there. Embry is through. It's good. We're saying goodbye to Zane Maloney, to Pierre Gasly, to Alex Albon, Richard Bashaw, and shockingly, Charles Leclerc. Medium tyres now, just the one set. So we're going to do one flying lap and try and get out behind someone. What do I think of Lewis winning? I think it was fantastic. So pleased for him.
Track should be green.
Right, need someone to come out. And quick, before Porsche gets too far around the lap. Come on, someone. Someone. Max.
Focus on tires and brakes.
You can bring the tyre in.
What do I think of Silverstone yesterday? Oh, that was a good race. Lots of little bits of action. Not the most dramatic of racing for large chunks of it, but still, you know, a great race nonetheless. If I had to give it a 5 out of 5 rating, I would give it 4 out of 5.
So we are good for traffic. Charge your place corner.
Shouldn't be anyone in front that will back you up.
And just for reference, my kind of star rating, 1 star is boring as hell, 2 star is okay, 3 stars is a good race, 4 stars is a great race, you know, really good, really good stuff, and 5 stars is unbelievable, you know, 5 is rare. Right, Canada 2011, kind of rare. A couple of tenths between them in the first sector. About a tenth in the third sector. And another tenth at the end there. So we've got a 1-2, 4 tenths nearly the gap. We are just ahead of Max. So Donna is safe. Embry will probably need to run again. Not much happened during the wet period. Crossover either side was great. But in between, not a lot happened. Yeah, that's why it wasn't like a 5-star race. You know, there was a lot of great action, but it was in very specific periods of the race. You know, and then there was a lot of not much happening again in between. So, you know, had it been like that on a much more consistent basis, it would have hit 5 stars. But what also helps push it into that 4-star category is the emotion of the race as well. You know, the heartbreak for Lando, the jubilation for Hamilton. You know, the rage for Piastri. You know, all of those and the retirement of Russell. They all create emotional moments that help build the story of the race. So I take everything into account when I rate a race. I don't just go, oh, you know, it was, you know, a superb drive from this person. You know, I mean, I can't really remember the race, but 2008 Silverstone, you could argue, wasn't a great race. Hamilton won by a minute, I think, in the end. That's not a great race. You know, that's a great drive from Hamilton. One of the greatest drives from Hamilton ever. It's not a great race. You know, one drive does not make a race. You've got to have a lot of input from multiple drivers. A lot of action. Having one driver blitzing the field, you know, it's impressive, but it doesn't make for great racing, as we saw with Max just romping off the victory, you know, so much last season. You know, great drives do not make great races. You know, or great individual drives do not make great races. There needs to be battling. Just waiting for Embry to get a nice chance of a slipstream here before I send her out. There's Mr. Water. How you doing, Wayne? Stray Spud was in here earlier asking after you. I don't know if he's still here. Might be lurking in the background. I've left that a little bit too long to get out behind Norris there. We'll see. I've got Ocon coming through. All right, that's closest up to Norris a bit better. That's beautiful. Now we just need to see if we can maintain the gap at this distance. Pure carnage like 98 at Spa. Yeah, again, carnage doesn't necessarily equal great race. It creates a memorable race, but doesn't necessarily create a great race. What made Canada so great was the way Button came from last to hunting down Vettel and taking the win on the final lap, all in the space of about 20 laps. You know, the way he was able to cut through the field in those changing conditions, knowing exactly when to change. We saw some fantastic driving. The whole story of that, you know, and all of the other incidents peppered in there as well. You know, the ridiculously long rain break, the collision between Button and Hamilton. You know, all of the other bits of drama that fed into that narrative of Button's fight back through the field from last to first in a very short number of laps. In a car that shouldn't have had that kind of pace. That's what made Canada so special. Had that been that, you know, that kind of template been last year, well, we kind of did see that kind of template last year at Spa in a way. Max starting what 14th and was leading after 11 laps or whatever it was. You know, we saw that fight through Spa all the way through, but there was no other drama involved in that. It was a superb drive from Max, one of the best drives we've seen, but the race itself wasn't that good because it was just that one thing. There wasn't really that much else anywhere to change that, you know, to build on that drive and take it from just a great moment to a great overall race. All right, we're into the final qualifying session. I only want to use the tyres once, if I can, maybe twice. I'm only going to use one set. So we've got maybe enough for one good switcheroo run. But I want to try and get both cars out early behind someone, and then we'll see what we need to do with the final run.
Track should be green.
I'll go out behind Joe here.
On as much work as you can on your tires now.
Of course, that's just how I rate races. Everyone is free to interpret their own rating, interpret, you know, the rating system in their own way. I know the race threw up a poll yesterday, and given that they've probably got a largely British audience, and it was the British Grand Prix, and Hamilton won, you know, unsurprisingly, the vast percentage of the vote was a 5-star race. It really wasn't a 5-star race. 5-star moment with Hamilton winning, not a 5-star race.
Position is good. Charge your first corner.
Track clear.
So let's lay down our benchmark. Have we got traffic to worry about? Yes, potentially with Norris. We are a little bit too far away, I think, from Joe. maybe he'll get held up by Norris here. We might get held up quite badly by Norris here. Joe's going to get him at the chicane, and we're going to get hit at the chicane. Oh no, we got through unscathed. So what's the difference? 1.5 tenths in the first sector. Half a tenth in the middle sector back in Embry's favour. So it's less than a tenth between the two, I think. Or just over a tenth between the two. It's very, very close. And again, almost identical across the line as well. Look at that. Just over a tenth, less than a tenth and a half between the two. Impressive. Very impressive. And in the end, quite a bit quicker than Joe was, which I'm surprised by. See what Max does. Oh, Belichak's a long way off, 1.3 seconds off. Somehow he's just made Perez Mercedes champion in 2026. Let me guess, you had big regulation changes. Ocon in second. Right, no purple sector for Max in the first. Oh, that's traffic. Belichak's ruining Verstappen's lap there. Thank you. Thank you, Belichak's. Norris, purple in the final sector, goes third. Oh, only just 27 thousandths behind Embry there. Sorry, behind Donna. Piastri, 4 tenths off. Max, 2.25 seconds off. That's how much time he lost. 2 seconds he lost behind Belichak's there. That's absurd. And that puts the pressure on him. We saw that with Leclerc. Leclerc got held up in his first run and then got held up again on his second run. That happens to Max again. He might be starting in 10th. Just waiting on Russell now to set a time. We are prepped and ready for another run. George, 4 tenths off. So big gap to Belichak's and a massive gap to Verstappen. And I am going to go now.
Can bring the tyre in.
You inherited the team after moving from Haas and making Zhou champ. Norris again.
and track is now clear.
All right, chance for Donna here to take pole position from her teammate.
Track is clear. Track
Ferrari
is clear.
might be an issue, the Mercedes shouldn't be.
Charge your first corner.
Yeah, comfortably past the Mercedes. There's the Ferrari just going through turn 1 now. Should get out of the way quickly for us. And does. Keeping the mini-map open so I can see where Norris is. Hopefully we're not going to catch him. No improvement for Embry in the first, but Donna has gone purple. Nearly 3/10 up in that first sector on Embry's lap. That gap's only going to get bigger. We're not going to catch Norris. 25.0 and a 24.8. This is going to be a very, very quick lap for Donna here. I don't know if Embry's going to continue to hold on to second place, but Donna's going to take pole by a lot here. Nearly 2/10. That's a very nice little margin. Right, so Norris on a flying lap. Can he wrestle a front row slot away from us?
And that's currently P1.
Everyone else now piling out for their flying laps. Max is going to have a clean run by the look of it. Looks like Joe's on a flying lap. Max might even get a slipstream off the back of the AlphaTauri Porsche. So actually Max might not get a clean lap. It depends on where they catch up with Joe. Got a yellow flag. Joe's off.
Let's take a closer look. Now here, we're taking turn 6.
We try to get out of the way and Joe just locks it and straight through the gravel trap.
The later you leave it.
That's Joe's lap destroyed. Funny part is you've already signed someone else as Perez's contract was up. Well, it's not exactly the first time that a world champion's been moved on. I mean, it happened to Nigel Mansell. Yeah, he quit the sport entirely, went to IndyCar and became the only driver in history to become the concurrent F1 and IndyCar champion. No one's ever done that before or since. Damon Hill won the World Championship in '96 and then left the team at the end of the year. Alain Prost won the title in '93 and left the team and retired from the sport. You know, not unusual. FS25 looks good. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye. It might be a game I look at some point in the future. Max is on an improvement. Joe aborted his lap, so he's not going to be in the way. So this is going to be a straight, clean run for Max. Now it's a question of how much pace he's got. Norris could not get on terms. Porsche up to the line and improves up to 4th. Max only up to 6th. Behrman on a flyer, perhaps? Yes, Behrman is on a flyer. improves his time by 11 thousandths of a second, stays in 7th. Well, well. So there we go then. That is qualifying done. Oh no, Russell's still on the flyer. What can George do? He improves by about a 10th, but stays in 9th place. So it is a 1-2 for us, ahead of Norris and Pourchaire, then Oscar ahead of Max, Ollie in 7th ahead of Joe, who had to abort his second attempt because he locked up really badly at the chicane. Then it's George in 9th and Belajax in 10th. And I am going to disappear for a few minutes because nature is calling and I must answer.
Well, there's nothing quite like it. Welcome along to race day.
The heart may be in Budapest, but the racing soul is right here. Decades of F1 history saturate every turn of the Hungaroring, including the 1989 Grand Prix, where Nigel Mansell bullied his way from a P12 start to an ultimate victory. And the sky is looking grey and cloudy today. An effective tyre strategy could prove very valuable as the race plays out.
I wonder then what the Hungarian Grand Prix has in store for us on this occasion.
What indeed. Well, we've got an excellent starting position. Nailed all of our qualifying targets. There is no way we can improve on where we are at the moment, so we're not going to do the guarantee. Let's have a look at tyre strategy. That's asking a bit much, but what about that as a strategy? Could work. How about giving ourselves a little bit more rubber to play with? Works out a little bit quicker. So there we go, that's our default strategy. We can obviously adjust this on the fly based on how we do in with safety cars, etc. But interesting. I might go with an alternate variation of that for Embry. There we go. We want to go with some extra fuel here. I'm going to go with 3 extra laps of fuel. Push off the line. And let's send them to the grid for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
There's a fantastic atmosphere at the Hungaroring as we prepare for 70 laps of the Hungarian Grand Prix. A chance for the Aston Martin driver to show what they can do.
They've got a fantastic opportunity starting on pole, but can they carry it through to the end?
And
A chance for Faramir of Gondor to show his qualities.
What will happen here today? And here we go with the Hungarian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
All right, it's a good start. Can't quite hold off Norris on those softs.
Ciao, John.
Max up to 5th.
Recharge on, recharge on. And overtake is...
Let's take a look at the tyres. So Porsche is on softs along with Donna and Norris, and then Joe, Sainz and Stroll are the next soft runners. So a bit of a mix of soft and medium at the start there. Leclerc on softs at the back of the grid, yet to make up a place as we get overtaken by Oscar.
Let's put them under pressure.
Allez, Bio, leader restant.
We retake the position.
So recharge on.
Oh, big spin in the background there.
Here's the replay.
We might even catch
Here we've got the
that
Aston
from the back
Martin.
of this replay.
The gap opens up for them. And the
Oscar
Aston Martin
losing it
moves
under braking.
fast.
Oh, I cut off just before, but we'll see the replay in a second.
Now is okay.
Now that incident looks to involve Oscar Piastri. Now there's the car of Piastri.
Yeah, just dropped it halfway through the corner and he hit the
Oh,
barrier,
a
so that
fairly
is front wing
substantial
damage
crash there,
as well as
and
tyre
that
damage.
won't do the car any good at all.
He is now stone cold last. Missing a complete end plate off the front of his nose there, and his tyres have lost 9% as well, 8%, 9%. Meanwhile, Norris absolutely flying up front.
Overtake available.
Want to turn our tyres down in a moment. Let's do that now.
No need to push the tyres.
Need to drop the pace.
DRS enabled.
Oscar not boxing, staying out. So the team deciding to wait until his pit stop to potentially change that front wing. Or maybe he doesn't have a spare front wing. As Leclerc has got past for sure, who's already dropping off the back. We are closing down Lando.
Time to push on these tyres.
Don't think I was able to break Porsche, but it was very close.
Let's have recharge on then, please.
Oh no, I did. He did not get the DRS.
And recharge on is okay, please.
Donna just missed it on the back of Norris as well, but she'll have it now.
Charge on, charge on.
And recharge on.
So a dramatic start. Norris going very aggressive. We managed to get back in turn on terms with him. Max making a move and then losing the place again. Porsche using those softs to his advantage. Piastri dropping it entirely and damaging his car and his chances. Evening, Antonio. Who's Bell for Williams? It's Vladimir Belichaks. I believe he is a new gen driver. He had a couple of seasons earlier and then dropped off the grid and came back this year. Oh, and here's a chance, and we got a yellow flag as well. Porsche just cutting through there.
Now
Hajar with a lockup.
Happened. Now this was the Alfa Romeo. Well, things are okay at this stage. And the car fails to respond. Now they did leave it very late.
Yeah, that shit there needs to be improved upon, where they just sit there. Hajar now basically at the back, just ahead of Oscar, who is definitely struggling. He's 2 seconds slower than he should be. And Norris has broken away. So some strong early pace from Lando here. Max is starting to get a little close to the back of Embry. Pourchaire's going to have a look at Donna. We'll let him through. Again, no need to fight that. Not just yet.
Charge on. Drop the pace now, please.
Pourchaire doesn't want to complete the move, does he? Giving him every opportunity to. There we go. Now we can get the DRS. Plus we've cooled our tyres down a touch more and built some battery and allowed Embry to get back up close again. But it has meant the gap up front has opened up a bit.
Let's go for a push. Cool the car, please.
Take a look at tyre wear. So we have got a slight improvement over Max behind us. Obviously we are improving on Pourchaire, and we've still got a little bit of a positive against Norris as well.
And we can have recharge on, please.
Max not having the straight line speed he needs to get past us there. Had to tuck back into the slipstream. And Pourchaire did close the gap to Norris a little bit, slowing his pace down. Piastri's still lapping in the 119s. Yeah, Piastri's race is done. Because he's going to go a while yet before he hits his pit stop. Tyres are at 70%, same as Isaac's after his lockup. But they're both on the mediums. And if he doesn't change that front wing on his stop, he's not going to have any pace at all in this Grand Prix.
Can press overtake where possible to discharge the battery a little bit.
Around the outside for Donna, which will become the inside.
Overtake is available. Recharge on.
first race you've watched in a while, are my drivers top of the championship? Donna is just, I think. Actually, no. I think Max has retaken the championship lead. Yeah, she is. Well, it's close. I'm not sure. Very, very close. Might be a point ahead. Might be a point behind. Might be level. That point system there never really works properly, unfortunately. So can't give you a definitive answer until after the Grand Prix is over.
Charge on.
Back up to second. It's a peak confidence now for Embry, and good, solid, very high confidence for Donna.
Charge on.
We are behind Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship.
Charge on.
So Max is going to have a look up the inside of Théo Pourchaire into turn one. Gets the move done, and with the double DRS will then lock that position down and try and get onto the back of Embry, which he should easily be able to do. Tyre wear is definitely less of a factor here than it has been in the past, thanks to those lower temperatures. That said, it is still kind of toasty. It's supposed to be 18 degrees. Maybe it'll cool off in a bit.
Press overtake. So recharge on.
Alright, so I think Max did not get the DRS. No, he did not, so Pourchaire will have a chance to come back at him.
Batterie high.
Going to throw it up the inside. This is a risky move. Gets it done. Russell right behind the pair of them. Piastri now 10.5 seconds off at the back.
Charge on now, please. You can keep the pace up on these compounds.
And recharge on, recharge on.
Charge on.
We're almost back to a full battery. Pourchaire could be in trouble here. Max might get a tow from the back of us and try and go around the outside. Now Max will get the tow and be able to hold that position off.
Battery is good.
So tyres down to 58%. See, we're on target
Charge on.
at the moment. Could do with maybe a little bit more saving on Embry. We did push for a few laps at the start.
Recharge on now as we can.
We have to take that into account, but our mediums are still in very good shape. And Max has bolted. Not Max, sorry, Lando has bolted again.
On you can use the deploy.
Yeah, 1:17.3. If it stays this close during the pit stops, it'll be interesting to see who blinks first. Yes, we could potentially have tried to break away, but I didn't want to do that because I would have had to burn up too much of the tyre. So I've been holding back a little bit. The fact that I've split the strategy for my drivers, which I don't normally do, I've got them on the reverse of the others. So one's going soft, hard, medium, the other one's going medium, hard, soft. That potentially opens up some interesting possibilities for us as well.
Can use overtake.
Okay, charge on.
And it's time, I think, to switch our drivers over.
Recharge on. And recharge on.
Sixth and 10th in your sprint. Congratulations, Anthony. Norris absolutely gunning it. He's opened that gap right up again the second we stop pushing with the battery.
If you can, push.
Oh, we're boxed in. Damn it.
Just be careful with this tyre.
Yeah, Norris is really going for it.
We want to manage our tyre budget.
And our pace seems to have dropped off the cliff.
Keep the head down. Charge on, charge on.
And there we go, Porsche into the pits.
Time to push on these tyres.
Embry's going to get through. Max is probably going to follow as well.
Focus on recharge.
No, managed to hold him off.
Charge on.
Excellent stuff. Now we're going to use Embry's pace to try and pull Donna along closer to Max to Lando again.
Charge on.
Damn it.
And we have margin to push a little bit more on the tires.
Porsche now stuck in traffic. Yeah, but he's going to have better tyres, so he should find his way through pretty quickly.
Charge on.
And stop next lap.
Box, box. Just keep looking after your tires. On charger.
And overtake is available.
You can push on tires. We're good on tires. We'll have to do anti-deploy where you can.
So Norris is boxed and is in 14th.
Charge on.
Let the tyres come back to you. And recharge on is okay, please.
Let's try to take opportunity.
Oh, excuse me.
Let's have recharge on then, please.
Make sure I get that DRS.
Recharge on.
All right, first stop.
No
2.3, that's a decent stop. We're going to come out behind Norris and Porsche.
Focus on reaction time and no full throttle before pit exit.
And on a different compound as well, a harder compound. And that will give us a bit more flexibility.
Drop down the plates now.
Over to you, Karun.
So there comes the Williams. That tyre isn't tightened enough though.
Not a good stop at all. Alright, we've dropped off the back of Max, who is pushing like crazy, combined with us not doing anything.
So recharge on.
Do I have, actually, another set of mediums, I wonder? I don't think I do. No, I don't, because I used them. in practice.
Verstappen in front has pitted. Stay close.
Ooh, soft tyres for Max. So he's going to look to finish on the hards then. Norris with a new fastest lap. And we come out a fair bit behind Max, actually. That I am surprised about. I didn't think we'd be that far behind. Mind you, Max did absolutely gun it on his in-laps. And now he's stuck as well behind Bashort, who is a slow car.
Russell has pitted.
We can still do it.
Belichak's boxes and releases Max. Now Donna's going for a fastest lap. An issue in the pits for George. Fantastic.
So it's George Russell who pits.
That takes a little bit of pressure off Embry.
And they just really struggle. It's not a smooth one.
Push, push.
Box now.
New personal best for Donna in the first sector. Leclerc currently the fastest on track, but he boxed early and those mediums have already taken some punishment. Albon coming in as well. This is a personal best lap for Donna. And a 2.198 stop. That is our best stop of the year, I believe. And we come out just behind Donna. Excellent stuff. Who did a 1:16.1 on that last lap.
Manage your tires. Charge on.
So Max is going to have a significant grip advantage on us through this infield, which is why I'm not pushing over the top to try and get onto the back of him, because I'm just going to ruin my tyres and then I might not even be able to stay with him anyway. We'll let Embry and Donna try and link up again and let them work together. Now they're on the same compound of tyre. As Behrman and Snowder are in. Hard tyres for both, I think. Or no, softs for Tsunoda. Joe gets past Leclerc. Does he? He's got the inside line. Should complete the move before the chicane. Stays defensive. Is Charles going to try and go around the outside? Nope, thinks better of it. Tucks in behind him. Yellow flag. It is not us.
Yellow flag's where you are.
It's a lock-up for Alex Albon.
Now, Alex Albon is part of this. Things were all right here. Very heavy on the brakes.
Oh, yeah, that's going to really hurt those softs, those new softs of his.
And recharge on now is okay, please.
Another yellow flag. And that is Porsche with a lock-up.
Now, the Alpha Tauri involved here.
He got himself onto the back of Norris.
The brakes couldn't cope, and they'll need to be mindful of the effect that had on the tyres.
And that's him waiting for Max. And that's him waiting for us, so we should get through.
And recharge
and we
on,
do.
Recharge on.
Oh man, he's dropping so far down the order. He's still sat there waiting. And this is what I mean about how this needs to change. That's dropped him to effectively the back of the grid, because I'm not counting Oscar. He stopped yet, by the way. He has he changed his front wing? Yes, he has. So we might start to see some pace out of Oscar Piastri now.
Just be careful with this tyre.
You've got everything. Press on hold available.
So it looks as though Norris is going soft, medium, hard. Unless she's got another set of mediums available. Max, I think, is going medium, soft, hard.
Charge on.
Porsche's tyres definitely took some punishment. Piastri's now in the 117s. You might still have some damage to the structure of the car. Because he doesn't look that quick at the moment, considering he is on softs. Tsunoda's gone purple in the first. Tsunoda up against Stroll. Joe and Leclerc still fighting, and Russell has joined that party. It's just ahead of us. And that's a new fastest lap for Yuki Tsunoda, 1:15.1.
Just manage your tires, please.
Meanwhile, Max is pushing. 1:17.5 last lap. second quicker than Lando. Stretches lead to us to about 4 seconds as well. Now less than 2 behind Lando. I think this could be a fight between our 2 drivers, Max and Norris. So that's all dependent on what happens in the second half of the race, you know, with strategies, any potential VSCs or safety cars. We are running very nicely at the moment, getting a little bit of life saved on Donna's tyres to make up for the hard push we did at the start of that stint. Getting her battery refilled as well. Very quick lap for Max, a 1:16.7. He's right on the back of Norris now. He's going to have a look. Weaves through. He's going to give up the DRS to Max potentially. So Max might be able to to Norris. He might immediately be able to have a counter attack. Here he goes. Covered off into turn 1. How you doing, Clark? You are late to the party, but I'll forgive you. How's Litland?
Charge on.
Oh, well, look at this. 4-way fight now. Both Mercedes are really flying at the moment with Zhou and Tsunoda. Putting a lot of pressure on Charles. Russell's still there as well.
On a bit of lift off while you can, it will help you. We need a bit of recharge of the battery.
3 wide in front. Max just holding off. Sorry, Charles just holding off the Mercedes. And this is now hurting Tsunoda, who has pace on those softs, but the longer he stays locked up, the more they're going to overheat, the quicker they're going to degrade. And Max has gone through and is off into the distance. We're going to up our pace in a moment.
Charge on now.
Time to let them start to fight each other.
Keep cooling the car.
Now we're through. So we use Embry's battery through the lap itself. Joe has got through on Charles. So can he pull away? has better tyres. Tsunoda's immediately looking to go on the attack. Norris has pushed, closed the gap back up to Max.
And we can have recharge on, please.
Going 3 wide into turn 1 again, potentially. Charles will retake the position from Zhou, and Tsunoda follow him through. No, he can't. Tsunoda's back to being behind his teammate. Stuck where he does not want or need to be. And Norris has got back in front of Max.
Recharge on.
Let's look at getting Donna through.
Cool the car.
There we go, that's the move.
And recharge on.
Max's tyres are going to be starting to fall off again soon. We have a straight pace advantage over the cars behind, but unfortunately, because they're actually consistently overtaking each other on that main straight, they are getting quicker laps in. They're able to keep pace with us and even close the gap slightly. In fact, Leclerc is actually trying to break away from Tsunoda and Zhou. Tsunoda's got through against Zhou. Here we go, this is what we need. We need our drivers to leapfrog each other here. And look how quickly Tsunoda's got onto the back of Charles Leclerc. Those soft tyres in much better shape than those mediums. It's definitely doing us a favour. It's keeping us out of the fight. Letting us get on with our own race. But I'm pretty confident the gap to the cars in front will start to come down now.
Click overtake this.
Oh, and there's Russell going around the outside of Tsunoda, of Zhou, as Tsunoda's lining up a move here. He'll get that done. There we go. Trying to drip feed extra confidence into Donna by having her overtake and get repassed again, and it's working. Embry is still in peak confidence. If anything, she's slightly better off than she was 5 laps ago. And Donna now is on the verge of hitting peak confidence herself. So the switcheroo that we're pulling is definitely working. And with a higher confidence comes higher lap times. And the gap now down to just under 7 seconds as we switch places and use bits of battery here and there. So let's take a look at Donna's confidence level here. She's going to get overtaken. We'll see it go down. And then the next lap, when she makes the move to go back through again, she should be in peak confidence. And Tsunoda's coming for us. He's broken away. He's going to drop Leclerc on this lap. And he's closing on us pretty quickly.
Can use overtake.
Do not want to give him a sniff of getting into the DRS. That will completely screw up our chances of being able to do nice and easy switching. Yellow flag. Oh, it's a VSC. Do I have another set of softs? I should do. Yes, I do. Fantastic. Six seconds slower, but that does not account for the time we'll save on the pit stop. Let's see. Max is going to capitalise on this. Lando might do. Leclerc will. Boxing Embry, I think, is probably the right call. I think what might be the smarter call with Donna is maybe keeping her out. What tyre options have I got left? One new set of mediums, one new set of softs. Yeah, well, we'll box Donna this lap. I'll put her on a set of softs now and then go to mediums at the end. So I need to change that strategy round. Like that. And then we'll box Embry the lap after. These hard tyres not really working for us, unfortunately.
Virtual safety car deployed.
So let's see what happened to Albon. Oh, that's a heavy, heavy impact. Much heavier than Piastri's. And that's him out of the race. It's a broken suspension. So it's a double stop.
There's a car in the wall.
For Red Bull.
There's lots of debris where the incident was.
.5. That's not a great stop. So let's see. Max put on the hard tyres I thought he would. Leclerc has done the same. Ah, damn it. We got out behind Sainz. Just hoping we get out in front of him. Now is Norris going to stop? Everyone's hitting the pits, look. Porsche and Piastri both in. Norris stays out. I wonder if he's going to try and go to another set of mediums. .4, that's not bad. And she gets out just in front of Sainz.
Battery is full.
Alright, we are going to have some pretty explosive pace towards the end of this Grand Prix. But this is a gamble because we're forcing ourselves to do another stop by this strategy. The AI isn't, for the most part. Oh, crap. Crap. I just got up to get a drink. Pause while I grab that from the fridge. For some reason I thought it was like a full safety car. So, get these tyres fired up quickly. We're going to go straight on the attack. Need to make some positions here very quickly.
We have margin to push a bit more.
There we go, back to green.
DRS enabled.
And we will get the benefit of the DRS. It's nice. It's still not up to temperature yet.
stay close.
Yeah, and that's a great move around the outside there. Brave move. And Donna is through as well. Well, happy birthday, Wayne.
We have to protect those tires.
Treat yourself to anything.
We want to manage our tyre budget.
And Yuki boxes under full racing conditions. Hard tyres to the end. And it's a bad stop. Yeah, he wasn't held. It was just a slow stop. Disaster for Tsunoda.
You can consider a little bit of anti-deploy where you can.
Alright, so Embry is off and running. Now Norris is in, and again, under full racing conditions. He's going to lose a lot of time. Needs a good stop. Hard tyres to the end. Donna has got through on Stroll.
Take a look here. Here we are then looking at turn
Look at that,
12.
just around the outside while saving some tyre temps and battery as well. Still completes
Up
the
that
move.
takes them to 7th place.
And that sets her up nicely for a run on Ocon now. And there's Norris. He's still not saved up enough for your laptop yet. You'll get there.
So recharge on.
But I think because of the way this race has played out with that VSC, Max is probably going to win this race. George is going to have to stop again, I think. So we're fighting for second and third now, I think. But I will quite happily take second and third. There goes Joe into the pits.
Let's have recharge on, please.
Okay, charge on.
They're going to absolutely cruise past Ocon there.
You can press overtake where possible to discharge the battery a little bit.
Let's go back after Embry. Oh, another yellow flag, and that is Porsche. No, not Porsche, Stroll.
Currently yellow flags.
He smashed his front wing up.
And here we've got a yellow flag.
Everyone's going off at turn 2. Yeah, it's very Piastri-ish, that crash.
Sorry, other people are hitting the walls.
He's lost a little bit of the front left end plate and all of the front right end plate there. That's going to hurt his pace really badly. And that's going to really hold up Yuki, who's trying to find a way back through. Stroll did need to stop again. Tsunoda just dives down the inside there. Yeah, it looks like Stroll's going to do what Oscar did and just wait till the pit stop. Now you can see Max's pace. Max is going to the end. Russell's pace, not great at the moment. And both of my drivers are in peak confidence. Norris now up with his teammate, and he's making a move through the chicane into the S's. Gets it done, and will go straight onto Behrman. He's going to have a big pace advantage. He's in the DRS already. Now Leclerc is having a look at Ocon.
Keep an eye on the battery.
And more quick laps for our drivers. 2.2 seconds Embry took out of George on that lap.
And recharge on is okay, please. And overtake is available.
Let's get away from George ASAP. There we go.
And recharge on now is okay, please.
Norris sets a new fastest lap. We will be going for the fastest lap on the next set of tyres. Now I'm just trying to get my drivers up. But Norris is flying. What did he do? 1:14.6. Wow, look at that. 2.2 seconds quicker than Donna. Norris might be back in contention for the podium here. He is seriously quick here tonight. And he's threatening to get into my DRS, which I do not want to let happen.
Okay, charge on. Okay, keep cooling the car now.
There we go.
Charles John in box now.
Quickly and efficiently through on George. Embry's closing on Max. Trouble is, by the time we catch him, we're not going to get that much past him before we have to stop again. If we even do get past him. And then we're going to have to do it all over again. I'm trying to get these two back together again. Norris is going to fly past George here. Here he goes. Right, we are close.
Need to drop the pace. Charles John.
Time to push on these tyres.
There's Max. There's Lando. It is going to be a very interesting finish to this race. Norris has got the tyres to go after Max as well. We might only be on for third tonight. Depends how quickly we can come back through the field.
We need a little bit more lift off if you can, please. We need a little bit more. Charles John. Charles John. Charles John.
Thought I just heard someone hitting a barrier behind me then. I'm like, oh God, again? Actually, a VSC now would be perfect.
Stay close.
You're good to push.
At the very least, what we can do right now with the last couple of laps of this stint is try and open up a gap to the cars behind us So we've got less work to do when we come out of the pits. And you can see that Max has responded with his pace. Ours has dipped a little bit as the tyres wear down. New fastest lap for Carlos Sainz, a 1:14.5. That is a quick lap. But we should be in the 1:13s, 1:12s, I think, with a full push coming out of the pits. Max has responded. You can see that because we're pulling away from Norris, but we're not gaining on Max. That gap is staying stubbornly at about 2.5 seconds-ish. Yeah, 1:16.1, 1:17.0 for Norris. One more lap for Embry, and then we box it.
The battery is in a good position.
I'm actually going to switch them over. I'm going to go one more lap for Donna, 2 more laps for Embry. Now you see we've taken barely any time out of Max, and we've taken another second out of Norris. So next lap for Embry.
And box now, stop in front of the garage.
This lap for Donna.
Box. Cool the car, please.
Overtake available if needed.
John.
All right, here we go. Where are we going to feed out?
And we can have a recharge on.
Probably behind Joe, hopefully ahead of Ocon. 2.2. That's an excellent stop. We might get out in front of Joe here. Oh yeah, comfortably ahead of Joe. Fantastic. 6th fastest stop. Now it's just full attack to the flag. Well, not quite full attack, but definitely high attack until the flag for both of our drivers. And we suddenly closed up a lot on Max in the second half of that lap. There's a 1:17.1 across the line.
or we can cancel liftoff.
.2, another good stop. There goes Donna. So, how far off are we? 19.5 seconds. Oof. But that's going to come down very quickly. This is going to be a blisteringly fast lap. No purple in the first because we didn't have the DRS. Look how quickly we caught Behrman. Oops, no, wrong button. Oh shit, I'm in driving clean air and I didn't even realise. Alright, well this will be another fastest lap attempt then.
Keep cooling the car. That was a very good lap.
We got the fastest lap anyway. 1:14.5, we can go quicker than that.
Let the tyres come back to you.
Cool the car. Cool the car.
This is not going to be a flying fastest lap. So, calm down those tyres. Get ready to start absolutely hammering the pace here with Embry. Oh, she's already made the move,
Okay,
damn
you
it.
can pick up the pace. Charge on.
Overtake is available.
This should be an even quicker lap. Soft tyres, much more grip.
Battery is on the low side.
There we go, that's Russell. So we're back up to 4th. And the gap's now 14 seconds. 2 laps and we took 5.5 seconds at a max. There we go, purple in the first. Straight past George like he wasn't even there. Got the inside of Sonoda. And Russell's in. It's a 1:13.8. There we go. I knew we had a 1:13 in us somewhere.
Just be careful with this tyre. We think a little bit more like her will help.
And we're almost on Leclerc already. Both of us. This is beautiful. 11.5 seconds to Verstappen. We are flying right now.
Charger.
Oh, yellow flag.
So recharge on then, please.
Who's had the whoopsie?
But this is what happened.
Again, oh, what a race
Now, the
he's having.
AlphaTauri involved here. But all good at this point. And the car just locks. By that point, it was just too late.
This has been a horrible race for Teo.
Charge on, charge on.
So recharge on.
Okay, keep cooling the car now. Charge on, charge on.
And
Next up is
recharge
Norris.
on, recharge on.
We're on the podium.
And you can pick up the pace.
And recharge on is okay, please.
Oh, did Leclerc just sneak the DRS? He did.
And you can push. We want to manage our tyre budget. And recharge on now is okay.
Oh, here's a chance. And we're through.
Time to push on these tyres.
Three seconds to Lando. Plenty of time to go. We've still got another 10 and a half laps to go.
Press overtake. Recharge on. Can use overtake.
Cool the car, please.
And Norris is pushing onto Max. And we're pushing onto Norris. This is going to be a real barnstormer of a finish. A four-way fight for the win. Well, I say four-way fight, three-way fight, because we are going to favour Donna because she is so close to the others at the top of the standings. Embry down in fifth place in the standings at the moment. but we do want to get Embry onto the second step. That's the tyre situation.
We look after the tires.
Damn it, Embry. That's not a proper overtake. Nor is that.
Overtake button available.
What's George up to on those softs? Down in 12th place. He's shooking himself in the points. He's only 3 seconds away from Behrman. And then another 3.5 seconds to Sainz. Oh, Behrman's tyres are gone. He's trying to go to the distance. He is. Belajax is going to get him. Belajax in the points. And look at this. Look how close it is now. Norris just a second behind Verstappen. We're 2 seconds further back. Norris giving it the beans.
You're good to push.
When am I going to push? Now.
And overtake is available.
Now that those two are scrapping amongst each other, slowing each other down, now's the perfect time to push to get onto the back of them.
Six more laps. 6 more laps.
And we can have recharge on, please. Overtake is available. Five laps to go.
Is that Behrman? It is. Behrman coming out of the pit, so he couldn't go to the end in the end. And he's dropped into the back of the grid.
Charge on.
And that could be problematic. He's going to be right behind us on new soft. So we've got to be careful we don't give him the fastest lap at the death here.
Charge on.
No need to push the tyres. Let the tyres come back to you.
Oh, I didn't get the DRS with Donna.
There are 4 laps to go.
Hope I haven't left this too late. Got a big tyre advantage over Verstappen now. Not so much over Norris. Behrman's there trying to unlap himself in the background.
You've got everything, press on hold available. Charge on, charge on.
Let's have recharge on then, please.
Gonna have to sprint to go after Norris.
Stay close. Recharge on.
On click overtake, please.
Formation flying as we move past either side of Max there. And now it's game on.
And save fuel from now, please. Save fuel from now.
Charge on.
And recharge on is okay, please.
That was awesome. Yeah, that was a fantastic way to get ahead of Max with both cars at the same time.
And you can use the deploy.
Final lap.
One more lap.
Don has been blocked. She gets the move done. Come on, Embry. You can get through as well. Go on, go on, go on, go on. Go on. please, before you run out of battery. Can I hold him off? Can I hold him off? Yes, I can, just. Oh man, what a finale. What a final lap that was. It's a 1-2. The gamble paid off.
Okay, that's the checkered flag.
I was starting to have doubts when I saw how far behind Verstappen we were when we made that final stop, but I'm like, have I overplayed my hand here? But what a way to close the gap down at the end there. What a move to get past Max, and then finally, just with a couple of corners to go, shutting the door on Norris to take second as well. Whew. Nice race. Thank you, Rook. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Army. Thank you, Wayne. That is one of the tightest finishes we've had. So close. Max in 4th. Charles in 6th. So we've gained big points over Red Bull tonight. We've got the 2 bonus points as well. 1 for pole position, 1 for fastest lap. Donna should now be top of the driver's standings by a decent margin, and we will close the gap in the constructors.
What an excellent performance from the Aston Martin driver that was.
That was a really well executed race, I thought. Major credit to the driver, the pit wall, and the whole team for that win.
And you love to see this. The whole team celebrating this magnificent result. So, Karun, with the garages full of activity, what's the mood like down at Aston Martin now?
I doubt they could be much happier. A win and a podium place. What a great way to round out the weekend.
And that then marks the end of our time here in Hungary.
Next time, the teams will be adding another year to the legend of Spa-Francorchamps. Anything can happen at the Belgian Grand Prix.
So then, confirmation of the final results. Donna gets another win. Embry second with the fastest lap. Lando in 3rd. Max gained 2 places from where he started in 4th place. Good race again for Yuki Tsunoda up to 5th. 8 places from where he started. Look at that, Charles Leclerc from the back of the grid up to 6th in the end. What a good recovery race from him. Zhou up a place to finish in 7th. Good race for Ocon as well, up 6 places. Russell starts and finishes in 9th. Sainz gets up into 10th to take the final point. Looking at the bottom of the standings, Belajac's just missing out on points in the end by less than 0.2 of a second. Then it's Maloney and Verschoor, both Haas cars, getting good gains in the standings tonight. Then Hajar, Stroll in 15th ahead of Gasly. Piastri with damage, never really in contention for any kind of result after that very early spin. I think lap 2, lap 3, where he broke his wing, didn't change it till the first pit stop. Porsche had an absolute shocker of a race, and Behrman inexplicably trying to stay out on very dead hard tyres, lost a lot of time at the end there. And of course, Albon's retirement bringing out that VSC, which made us change our strategy from the 2-stop to the 3-stop. And boy, did that work. In the driver's standings, Donna is top, and she is top by a mighty 33 points. That is fantastic news. Win number 4 for her this season, her 6th podium in total. And Max stays 2nd, ahead of Charles Leclerc. The gap opening up another 4 points. That is now a 7-point gap. Lando in 4th closes down Charles and Max a little bit, up to 141 points. Embry also chasing with 19 points tonight. We've got a little way to go to get after Norris. We're 28 points behind him. No points for Oscar or Pourchaire. They lose ground to the front runners, and they are also coming under pressure from behind as well. Yuki Tsunoda jumping George Russell tonight and is now just 6 points behind Pourchaire. And Zhou putting some pressure on George as well. Both Mercedes having a decent run tonight. A little bit further down the order. You can see Hajar dropping down a place, no points for him. Sainz with just 1 point moves a little bit further away from Behrman, closes a little bit on Hajar. Ocon gains 4 more points. He is now closing in on Behrman as well. 6 points between them, and he's now comfortably ahead of Stroll. And then at the bottom, it is Gasly, Maloney, Belashax, Albon, and Bashaw is still yet to score. In the constructors' standings, 20 points for Red Bull, 25 points gained for us. We are now 23 points behind them and hunting them down. It's going to be an exciting second half of the season. McLaren with some really good points over Ferrari tonight, 19 for them. That puts them, let's see, 37 points clear of Ferrari now, who are coming under pressure from Mercedes. That is a 31-point gap, but a big chunk taken out of them tonight. No points for either of the Alphas. 6th and 7th they remain. Just the 1 point for Alpine, so they're still a distant 8th. Williams in 9th on 6 points. Haas still last with 10. How many points did we get in the pit stop competition tonight? Let's have a look. It is a fastest stop for Max at 1.8. Oof. Very quick. AlphaTauri gets 2nd. Red Bull 3rd, so that is going to be a huge points gain for Red Bull again tonight. We got 4th and 6th. That is fantastic because we have been losing ground a bit recently. That is going to make a big difference to us there. AlphaTauri did get both cars in there with Pourchaire down in 9th and 10th. Lando at the end, just 1 point for McLaren. That's good for us. But 2.36 is the slowest stop. So times are definitely getting lower and lower. Standings look like this then. 410 points for Red Bull. AlphaTauri now 150 points behind. It's not looking good for AlphaTauri this year. Red Bull looking like they're going to win back-to-back competitions. Alpine getting just 6 points tonight. Do stretch away slightly from McLaren, who only got the 1. And we are now 16 points behind McLaren. And crucially, we are pulling away from Ferrari. We've now got an 11-point gap as opposed to just a 1 point gap. Mercedes with 4 points, losing a little bit of ground on the cars in front, and still no points for Williams, Alfa Romeo or Haas. And there you see a record of our stops. A 2.31, that would have been good enough for points. A 2.19, very much good enough for points, as was the 2.2. And, well, look at that. Their final stops, identical. 2.271 seconds. Didn't realise they were both the same. I thought they were about a thousandth out, but one of them had a 2.272. So identical stops. Very, very nice. Just a bit slow in the middle stops, especially for Donna at 2.5, but the first and third stops definitely made up for that. There we go. So let's take a look at the report cards. 17 and 12 going forward for Donna tonight. 10 and 10 in defence. Let's see what Embry's numbers were like. 19 and 14. Again, positive overtaking numbers. That's an unusual thing for Embry. So that's encouraging to see. And 12 and 10 in defence. And we did, of course, get a little bit of extra experience for Anne, but her window of getting into the car is closing. I think we are probably going to stick with Embry now. As far as the sponsors go, we got the quali streak done. That was a straightforward one. We did get the fastest lap. We got both cars into Q3. And then for the guarantees, we got both cars finishing in the top 8, both cars into Q2, and both qualifying in the top 8. So our base rate of 2.9 means we earn an extra 1.4 mil on our base rate tonight, 4.3 in total. There is a spare chassis that we've already put on the car, or second chassis. We do need to make some more because those were rushed, I believe. We've got 4 days to Spa, We aren't going to be able to put another one on the car in time, or have a spare in time, because we've got a manufacturing shutdown. We've got some sponsor events by the look of it. 12 days till that's going to be ready. So we're going to go ahead and make 2, so that we have 2 spares after the summer break. We have plenty of front wings. In fact, actually, let me check the cars. We need to change a rear wing. There we go. Let's go ahead and do that. High risk on the front wing. That will be fine for now. Side pods and underfloor at medium risk, and high risk on the rear wing, medium on the front wing. Probably go ahead and make another rear wing. I don't think we're working on one at the moment, are we? No, we're not. So let's go ahead and make one more spare rear wing, because we have got one that is going to need to definitely be replaced after Spa. And if we break one, then we won't have any spares at all. Right, let's check the inbox. Oh, got a chance for a design center improvements. Oh, I'm going to have to take that up, I think. Let's see. So, inspection. We've done the inspection. Just the rear wing failure. That's fine. F2 driver talent. Zach O'Sullivan has a lot of potential. Second in the F2 championship right now. Do we have his numbers? We do. They're not bad. And he would definitely be someone I would consider if we weren't doing an all-female team and we were staying with this game. But of course, this is our final season, and we will be moving at the end of next week to the new one. Hungary feature race. Werner Fischer gets the F2 podium ahead of Jock Brown and Zach O'Sullivan. The results are the sporting results. We voted to keep, I think, we think we voted to get rid of the pole position lap and bonus point, and that has gone through. Again, does not really matter for us because we're not going to be here. Chassis manufactured, we know about that. We're working on some extras. Design center improvement, 50% improvement for 45 days. Let's go ahead and approve that. That's the weather for Spa. Wet Friday could affect quali. A wet sprint, but a dry race. Sprint might not be kind to us. We shall see. All depends on how quickly that weather form, comes in. Right, what can we do without hours? And how long away are we from new hours? A long way. Yeah, we still need hours to get an improvement. That's a shame. We could improve the chassis again. And that's actually not a bad improvement at all there. That's not bad at all. Just having a little look-see. I'm going to go with that. So, let's see. We've got other parts coming for Zandvoort. I don't think I can get this out for Zandvoort, but I can get it out for Monza. We're going to go 4 engineers. That'll give me 15 days without rushing. but if we rush, we can get a couple of new chassis in place for Monza if we need to. What else can we upgrade without ours? Can we get some improvements on the underfloor? Might be able to here. Not quite. Could do that. It's negligible improvement. I think we're probably better off just waiting for the hours. What about side pods? Can we get an improvement on the side pods again? Yes, we can, but we are in the middle of building new side pods, and I don't know what effect the new ones are going to have, because we don't have them yet. So we'll hold off on that. Obviously, we're not researching because we're not going to have a follow-on season. So we'll leave it at that. Oh, in fact, hang on. I've got the new side pods, don't I? On Donna. Yes, I do. So I have got a reference point. Car 1 is my reference. That isn't bad. All right. Again, we're looking at Monza. It's 14 days. It should be enough. That's it. So we've got 11 mil still in the bank. Let's check in with our Team Hub and Race Sim. Neither have broken yet. So it looks like they're going to go during the mid-season break. Everything in here is still fine. Nothing is at major risk in here. Let's check in with the board. Delighted, as they should be, with a glorious 1-2, a hard-fought 1-2. That is podium result number 7 now this season against the long-term objective. It's already complete. Comfortably ahead of our season objective. And we are ready to advance a bit of time. There we go. So, we are prepped and ready for tomorrow night's race, which will be the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa-Francorchamps. Sprint weekend with some weather as well. So qualifying could be a bit tricky. The sprint could be very tricky because you know how our drivers do not like those interchanging conditions. They are not the best at that, unfortunately. But will be a dry race, and given our pace, I think we've got a real chance of a strong result in the race. I'd like to think we've got a chance of a strong result in the sprint. Who knows? We shall see. We have closed the gap, the Red Bull, to just 23 points, and Donna now has a nice, healthy little lead in the driver standings over Max Verstappen. She is 33 points clear. Charles Leclerc now 40 points behind. Embry's closing on Lando. It's been a glorious result for us tonight. Let's see if we can carry that through into the final race of the first half of the season before our mid-season break. I hope you join me for that tomorrow. We'll be back at the usual time, as always, 8 p.m. here in the UK. Other time zones will obviously vary. And yeah, we are so close now to the end of this season and the end of our time with this game. And it'll be a little sad to put this career mode away, but at the same time, I can't wait to crack on with the brand new F1 Manager 24 in 2 weeks' time. So, yeah, trying to keep my excitement levels contained because I cannot wait to get my hands on it. And I'm going to have so much fun with that. I can tell, given how much fun we've had with this. And it should be a massive improvement based on everything we've seen. Right, that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob. I'll be back with more F1 Manager Hardcore and the conclusion of our final season very soon.